I'm so stressed, so stressed out. Shawty got me thinking I'm alright now. To the other side, grass is greener, no it is found. Fill me with your poison, I can be found. And I made you seem better than you are. On a pedestal, I didn't go so hard. So down below, happiness so far. A part of me, girl, you left your mark. Be better, wanna see a sunny day. It's been a while, it's been forever. See my life, so many pieces, see scattered. I don't play a role, I'll be gone, I don't matter. What's the matter? Insecurities. Don't you dare to show. All these women use your weakness and they take control. And they try put on my chin even though so low. Try to swallow all the pain, eventually we'll go. Oh, wake up from the nightmare that I'm stuck in. I don't wanna wait, I'm busted. Wanna run away, I'm lost. I'm so stressed, so stressed out. Shawty got me thinking I'm alright now. To the other side, grass is greener, no it is found. Fill me with your poison, I can be found. And I made you seem better than you are. On a pedestal, I didn't go so hard. So down below, happiness so far. A part of me, girl, you left your mark. What's the matter? Insecurities.
It's like a vision you couldn't see clear, yeah. And our life's a conversation. You bet it's only one side of love.
I hear you saying, you say you like me better the way. And I swear that I try, but I was so blind. They say it works it if you let them stay. So I count my dice, this is my good. And I'm saying,
I've been sitting, resting, and drifting. That was all that I had. But no more, said no more. I faced it. My scars won't have ghosts. No more.
you will never love me like I do. I would try to forget you, but I never do.
And when I close my eyes, I'll know that you're never by my side.
You will never love me like I do. I would try to forget you, but I never do.
And when my voice feels alive, maybe I'll be just alright.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, episode number 13. Unlucky for some. My name is Andy. This is Aidan, and we are back to pretend to know about football. And what a week it's been, Aidan, eh? It's good to have you back, first of all. Duty called last week, so I was here, and luckily I had some people come and join me. So thank you very much if you was here last week. But Aidan is back. He's come out from hiding. The Harry Maguire rumours have been quashed. He's just about got over the Stevenage defeat, and he's come back to talk to us this week, haven't you, mate?
Yeah, I thought I'd show my face. I didn't really want to after Stevenage, but I thought I'd best do.
Well, it's one of them, mate. I mean, you've got other things to focus on, I think, as well in the league. Just getting up there, getting something established, and I don't know. Give me your thoughts a little bit more on the cup, mate. Are you really bothered? Are you gutted? Do you think it's something that Unai will be bothered about?
I think Unai will be bothered by it. He loves the cup run, doesn't he? So, I'd like to have seen us get a bit further in a cup. To be fair, we've not had silverware in a while now, apart from the playoff.
Mm-hmm. Relatable.
But no, yeah, I'd like to just see us do well in the league now. To be fair, so I'm not that arsed because we can focus on the league. But it would have been nice to have been able to, challenge for a trophy.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I understand that. I mean, when I say relatable about not having trophies, I mean United. We haven't had any sort of silverware since the Europa League final. If you don't include the Bangkok Century Cup, that is. It's been a long time, and I think the players have needed it really just to give them that boost. So yeah. I understand from that perspective, but greener pastures moving forward, mate. Hopefully it's a blessing in disguise, and we can get the rest of the season over and done with. Just want to start by saying, if you are in, just give us a little thumbs up on the video just to get us started, and if you've not already, subscribe and hit the notifications on. You'll just get a ping on your phone or on your laptop every time we go live, which is every Sunday 10 p.m. unless otherwise scheduled. So getting into it, we'll start off on a couple of quick subjects, not the main agenda. We've got the Derby weekend to talk about, so the Manchester Derby, of course, you know how it is, and the big North London Derby that happened this afternoon. We're going to have a look over the league table just to see if there's any interesting developments there that have happened over the weekend. We're going to talk about managers that are under pressure. There seems to be a big boiling pot of managers that are questionably under question, if you like. There's a handful of managers to choose from that we're going to call it the managerial sack race. We'll talk about them, and then, as always, at this time of year, we're going to have a little discussion about transfers. Everyone loves a transfer. Chelsea bloody love a transfer. We'll get into the meat of that later. We're going to start off with a game of Spot the Difference, everyone. Okay, are you ready for this episode 13 challenge? Spot the Difference. Here we go. Hang on, wrong one. That one. Spot the difference, guys. Aidan?
Oh, I don't know, mate.
So if you're watching this live, then I'll give you the answer now. If you're watching this on a playback, then just give yourself a pause and a minute to think. But I'll reveal the answer now. One of these players is one of Manchester United's best ever forwards. And then on the left, you've got Marcus Rashford. How about that? Hey, that celebration by Rashford, I just love it. And we're going to see it at least another 20 times this season in the Prem. Thoughts?
Oh. I've just seen... Are
you reading the comments? We've got Joe Shackleton in saying dreadful
Sorry, things. Yeah. That just fucking caught my eye as you was fucking talking.
Can I just say, as a Villa fan, if I'm getting England's Harry Maguire, I'll take him tomorrow. absolutely. Harry Maguire in an England shirt you would
Yeah.
take, but Harry Maguire in a United shirt with no fans, you're getting rid of.
I agree. I fully agree. If it was England Harry Maguire, I'd take him in a heartbeat. But club Harry Maguire, scary, and it's not a gamble I'd like to take.
You never know. In the summer, it will come around. Tyrone Mings has decided that he's finally going to go play at his level and sign for Salford City. Harry Maguire is moving to Aston Villa. 22-23 Carabao Cup winning Harry Maguire. I'll have you know. So please, no disrespect on his name.
Mate, Tyrone Mings has come on leaps and bounds under Unai. Leaps and bounds. And I've always been a fan of Mings anyway, but...
a couple of records broken by Pep this week as well. So Pep's broken his career record of never losing in a quarter-final. Little old Southampton knocking them out of the Carabao Cup. You love to see it. I'm just glad we didn't have to play. You guarantee if Man City qualified for the semi-final, we'd get them because we love a semi-final in the Carabao against Man City for some reason. But I feel a bit blessed. I mean, we've been given probably the easiest run in a cup that we have done since probably the Europa League when Ollie lost the final. Like, we need to stop getting blessed with good runs and losing them. We need to just get to the final. It's going to be against Newcastle, surely. I mean, Newcastle are playing Southampton. We're playing Forest. We have to beat Nottingham Forest over 2 legs. There's no question. And I think Newcastle will do the business over Southampton, personally. I think Newcastle they're in the similar position to Man United where they're starting to rise up back into the top 4, asking questions. They need a confidence boost to get them through the season, and a bit of silverware in February is going to do that, I think. So,
you reckon?
I think so. Yeah, I think Newcastle will be up for it. I think they'll go all guns blazing if they think they're doing all right in the league, because they've got a comfortable gap at the minute in the top 4. So
yeah, they're sat quite nicely up there, aren't they? So
if their results keep up, I think Eddie Howe's going to go gung ho for the Carabao. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
it'll be a tough game though.
Yeah, and the other record that was broken was that Manchester City, I believe it was since August 2021, in 42 games they've not lost from winning positions. Well, they have now. So, we'll get into the discussion then. Premier League review. So we're going to talk mostly about the derby. Nothing really exciting has been happening outside of those. We'll stick with the Man United Man City game. The first subject, Aidan, we're going to talk about. It's the question that every single person is talking about.
Is this what I looked at earlier?
Man United's equaliser, Bruno's goal. Offside, yes or no?
Fucking honestly, mate, it could not be more offside. Like, what the amount of offsides I've seen given for less, and then that's just no, that's fine. That is, he's interfered with play. He's ran across City centre back. He's ran across him, and then he's gone. Oh, I won't touch the ball. And fucking Fernandez has gone. Oh, I'll have it then because I'm on side. It's still interfering with play. Like, if that's the new rule, surely that's offside. I just can't. I can't get my head around how they've looked at it and gone, yeah, Rashford's not interfered with play, when he clearly has, because he stopped the centre back getting to the ball.
In our community Discord, if you haven't joined that already, go in the description. There is a link to our Pretend Pundits community Discord. If you're on Discord, want to get involved with our discussions during the week, get yourselves over there. I said as soon as the goal went in, my comment in the chat was, this is going to be a controversial goal regardless. Yeah. And I think the thing is, I think Man City could have got that goal ruled out, more so Akanji. I think if Akanji had put more pressure on Rashford, he sort of tracked his run, but I don't know. I feel like if he made any form of contact with Rashford, that goal's getting disallowed, because then it's much more obvious to the VAR officials that he was interfering, if that makes sense. Yeah, but all he does is run. Like, that's the crazy thing. Like, you can say, oh yeah, Akanji changed his run, or I don't know. For me, it's one of them. If you get that given against you as an offside, you're fuming. But if it goes for you, then you're buzzing because you've just exploited a loophole in the rules. Does that make sense?
Yeah, literally. Yeah. But then I kind of feel as though Akanji probably didn't really put that pressure on because he's probably looked at it and gone, well, fucking hell, he's a mile offside. Like, I don't need to worry about it.
And that's what I mean. That's where this is where it gets very controversial for people because this play to the whistle thing, people don't like it. Play to the flag, play to the whistle. I'm personally a fan of the late linesman flag because if the linesman flags and he's wrong, like players look over their shoulder, they look out the corner of their eye, they see the flag and they change the way they play. So I think for the purposes of build-ups and goals, I think you have to let play go on if you're not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Sean says there's no loophole, man's offside and interfering. Well, it's the interpretation that the VAR have given. Even PGMOL said that after they reviewed it, they said it wasn't offside. So it's going to be one of them that they take back. They say, look, have we made a mistake here? We need to look out for this in the future. And you might see a similar goal in a few weeks' time that's ruled out, but it is what it is. Like I say, you're going to be fuming if you lose that. You're going to be, extremely happy that it's worked in your favour if not. So,
yeah.
At the end of the day, as well, I think you also have to take into consideration that on the swing of the game, that goal might not have made the biggest of differences anyway. I mean, Man City did only have one shot on target, and when we scored the second goal, we changed completely. Sean's not happy. Look, you've still got your title charge. As an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't be worried about losing the title just yet. That'll be next Sunday, okay? No, honestly, I don't want to say it. There's still a part of me that's like, no, I can't jinx it.
Yeah,
but
don't get carried away with it.
But hey, Man United, Arsenal on Sunday. If you're not watching that game, the two most informed teams in the Prem, then what are you doing with your life? Just be there watching it. You have to watch that game.
Villa aren't playing that game though.
Two most informed teams, anyway. Them red dots against form, they mean losses, mate.
Oh god.
IFAB shows it clearly. If Akanji touches Rashford, it's offside, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you can put the blame really on Akanji there because he's playing it just as he normally would. I think. I don't know. Maybe he should put more pressure, but yeah, any sort of contact there, and the goal's ruled offside. Any touch from Rashford or any touch on Akanji, and it's done.
Yeah. I still don't know about it.
Like I say, have you seen that clip on TikTok of I think it's resurfaced from one of the World Cups where Slaven Bilic was in the studio and he goes,
No.
it's just one of those. And they say, well, if we had to push you for an answer, he'd say, well, to be honest, I don't really care. But I went on TikTok within half an hour of the game finishing, and there was Man City fans, no word of a lie, editing out from the video Marcus Rashford and going, oh, this is where Akanji would have gone. This is just like, mate, it's happened. It's gone. Get over it. You lost. Pep's the worst balls manager in the Prem now. Eric Ten Hag is taking over. He's sitting on your throne. Manchester's red. Sit down. Get out of it.
Fuck off. Oh, God. You're getting carried away, man. Oh shit!
Come back when you've got a Champions League. Anyway,
fair.
Would you argue on the balance of the stats and what you've seen from the highlights? I mean, I watched the entire game, and I think it would be unfair to say that Man United didn't deserve the win. You can argue whether we deserved to be given that goal, but we deserve the win. It's completely unbiased. We deserve the win in that game.
Yeah, I didn't really see much of it, but I've heard that obviously Man City didn't really do a great deal that game. Apparently they were pretty poor, and United were clearly the better side, but obviously it's just that offside for me. It's just
it was, and again, it's going to be forgotten about when VAR has another controversy in a week's time. So
yeah, there's always going to be controversy until they put their foot down and just have a consistent set of rules.
Yeah, and the thing is with Man City, you could sniff their goal coming an absolute mile off, like in the 5, maybe few more minutes beforehand. They were sitting on like 90% possession, and the way they were playing, you just knew they were going to get a goal.
Yeah.
But United shooting at the Stretford end, in the last 10 minutes of the game, we're coming back into this now. We're starting to do things. Garnacho coming off the bench to assist Rashford, just mate. It's just a dream. It's almost a dream coming true at the minute for United because we've never been on this run of form before.
Yeah, we're not for a long time.
And here's another thing as well I saw this at the weekend, I think last weekend, or maybe it was Monday.
Okay.
Man United are now on a streak of 9 wins in a row, I believe it is, after the City game.
Yeah.
Their last loss in the Premier League was to Aston Villa, which also happens to be Cristiano Ronaldo's last game for Manchester United. Is that a coincidence?
Oh, I don't believe what I'm hearing.
Honestly, that's an honest and serious question. People were saying, you're disrespecting Ronaldo. He should be playing for you and all this. He's gone and done his interview. And now he's fucked off to Saudi Arabia on big money saying that he should be playing at the top level. And now we're winning without him.
Obviously, I would say that him being there, and obviously with everything that was going on, I'd say there probably was a bit of an effect to maybe the dressing room and everything else. But I wouldn't solely say this 9-match run of wins is purely because fucking Ronaldo's gone.
But do you see Ronaldo coming off the bench and doing the same work that Garnacho does? Absolutely not.
No, I don't think he was ever going to after everything that happened. I don't think he had. I don't think he... Like, if you kept him there now and he was still there, he wouldn't have put the same effort in. It'd have just been not arsed if he'd even turned up, to be honest.
So Joe
I'd imagine he wouldn't have even turned up.
Joe says, what made it offside is Edison shaped for Rashford. I get that, yeah, Edison ran out of his box. But I don't know. I think what the argument was that he's interfering with Akanji's run, so he stopped a block coming in from the ball. It could be that as well, but I don't know. Do you think goalkeepers are given a harsh time from VAR? That's probably a discussion for another day. I don't think they're ever done badly. And tactically perfect from Ten Hag. Yeah, he's doing all the right things. Like I said last week, he's doing the right things. He punished Rashford for being late. He's upholding standards at the club. It seems like he's really in charge now, and we've got a hell of a challenge ahead. We've got Crystal Palace in the week, the game that was rearranged, I think, from when the Queen died.
Yeah.
And then we've got Arsenal, we've got the Europa coming up, we've got the FA Cup, we've got the semi-finals of the Carabao. He's got everything. Is it the only English team left in 4 competitions now? Man United?
Yeah.
So fighting on 4 fronts, he wants to bring silverware to Old Trafford, and if he does, I'll have his kids. Honestly, I'll have his little bald kids all day long. Ten Hag, come on, you know what to do.
Go on, Bobby.
Last bit on Man United as well. Casemiro, mate, is just becoming... He's just becoming a favourite of mine. He's having an instant impact. His passion is absolutely unmatched. There was a clip on TikTok. I'm going to see if I can find it and get it posted in the Discord. He was celebrating Rashford's goal, and he went into the crowd and got these 2 young fans in his arms, and he almost broke their necks. I swear to God, he hugged them so tight. I felt sorry for the poor.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was going to fucking break them in half.
He loves it though, doesn't he?
He absolutely does love it.
He's mad for it. He's mad for it. To be fair, I will say he's been a hell of a signing for you boys. He has been. I still think, obviously, money-wise, I'd say it's a lot of money you've paid for him, but
yeah,
the job he's doing, mate, I don't think many people will complain about his price tag at the minute, considering he's, 30-something, 30 or 31, maybe 32.
I think he's 31, yeah.
But he's still doing a fucking pretty good job, and in the Prem as well, which is obviously one of the hardest leagues out there. So, yeah, it's quite impressive, and I think if you didn't have him, mate, I think it'd be a big big change
Yeah, I
to the
mean,
table.
as it stands and as it was in the last season, if Casemiro wasn't there, it was McTominay, and it's not even. It's not even. There's no difference. Like, there's no comparison because one of them is a supreme level football player, the other one's a reserve player at best.
Yeah,
Like McTominay
yeah,
is one of them players, as I said last week. He's one of them players. He'll fight for every single last ball, but his technique's no good, so he's going to get a yellow card. You know, and
yeah.
that's normally within the first 15 minutes of a game. So,
Yeah, no.
skills welcome in. What have you missed? Sorry, I'm late. Just been talking about the derby and stuff so far, mate. Sean, is Ronaldo's or Sancho's departure been the catalyst? Sancho, I don't know. I mean, Sancho is out. I believe it's mental health related at the minute. He's back to training, but he's on his own. So it's hard to tell. I think Sancho's got a lot to improve on before he gets back into this team. Because realistically, you're not putting him over Anthony. You're not putting him over Garnacho. You're not picking him over Rashford. And you're probably not going to pick him over Elanga as a substitution at this point as well. So with Weghorst coming into the team as a number 9, Martial might get moved out wide as well. So he's behind 4 or 5 players there.
Yeah,
So he needs to step up. I think his price tag, the move, has had an impact on him. Don't know what it is. He's blacked out his social media. So I hope that he can come back into this team and start doing what we know he can. But we'll see. I think Ronaldo is certainly one disruption removed for sure. Amazing game, to be honest. Yeah, it was. I remember saying at one point that it was one of the most boring games I'd seen, but it started to come to life in the first half towards the end, and the second half was amazing. So, yeah, absolutely. Next derby then, the North London derby. I didn't watch the game. I did just see some of the highlights. Arsenal won. It's the first time they've won at Tottenham, so away from home in the North London derby. I think it was since 2015. Just
Jesus.
a massive stamp on, Arteta's record now that Arsenal just are one of them teams. There's a friend of mine, Ryan, so shout out to Ryan if you are watching, I've known him for a long time. He's been an Arsenal fan. I've been a Man United fan. We've been through the pain of supporting these teams for the last few years, looking back at former glory, and it's not quite as good as it used to be. And you have to sometimes just pinch yourself a little bit when these results are happening. And as an Arsenal fan, Sean's in the comments. You're an Arsenal fan. Just tell us what you're thinking, mate, because I'm sitting here saying that I think Arsenal's going to win the league. I can't see them dropping off. Every time you think, okay, Arsenal, I got a mistake in them this week, I'm sure of it. Arsenal are going to slip up here. They don't.
No, I can't see them throwing this league away now. I really can't. What are they now? 8 points clear, something like that? How many points clear are they? Is it 8?
We've got the league table to have a look at, so let's just bring that up. It is now, same games played as Man City. One less game played than Newcastle, so at least 8 points clear of their nearest competition.
That's what I mean, mate. And the form they're in, I just can't see. I can't see them slipping. Like, it would be absolutely bonkers if they slip and let this lead go.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost 1 game, drawn 2, won 15. Like, it's just mental. Like, compared to the Arsenal that we've seen in the past, God knows how many years. Like, I'll be shocked if they let this slip. I think it's done.
Yeah, I think, again, it's just looking at it from the perspective of we're halfway through the season, essentially, and Sean saying, staying humble, never address the league until it's done. Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. As a United fan, I'd never get my hopes up about anything at the minute, but I mean, it's impressive nonetheless. You have to say, isn't it the best Premier League start ever?
Is it actually?
I don't know, but Skill saying Arsenal definitely win the league. Only 4 more teams in the top half. Only takes an injury to Odegaard or Partey. I'll tell you what I did see from that game, though. Thomas Partey almost scored the goal of the season, but it hit the post. That was an unbelievable strike from Partey.
Yeah, I think if they was to lose either of them, that would be a big dent for them. But I don't know I think if we lost one of them, then I don't think it'd be too much of a big. Well, it would be a big loss, but I don't think it'd affect the title race. If they lost both of them, then I think they'd be in deep trouble.
I mean, they seem to be doing okay with Jesus still missing. I mean, Nketiah, I've always sort of rated Nketiah as a player. I was saying over the weekend that if he was first choice at a Prem team, let's say pick any team from the bottom half.
Everton.
You put him in Everton's team. How many goals has he scored in a season? 20? Well, probably not with Everton at the minute with the chances they create, but he's certainly scoring a lot of goals at bottom half teams. I think if he goes there, that's just me personally.
Yeah. But I think he's got good potential in him. He deserves some game time. What has he scored now? He's got 4 goals in 5 games, I believe, since Jesus has been out. So he's certainly flying, and he's keeping his. He's trying to keep his place in the team, which I think he has a good chance of doing if he carries on with his form.
And that's what all the good managers have always done, over the last few years. You look at what Pep and Klopp have done. They've always rotated when they feel necessary. Yeah. Especially Man City. But if you're not playing well, you're sort of not getting in the team. Did it at England under 21 level as well. Absolutely. So I think he'll be a good one.
I think he broke some records or something, didn't he? He's like one of the highest goal scorers for the under 21s or something. Like his goal scoring record's stupid, I believe. I might be wrong.
I wouldn't know. I don't tend to keep up with the under 21 stuff. But if you do find anything on that, Joe, give us a heads up. We'll certainly talk about it. I mean, Sean could probably tell us.
Yeah, Sean's just said highest goal scorer for England's under 21, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, there you go. That's not a bad backup option to have, is it?
That's what I mean. Like, he's a proven goal scorer. He's a machine.
I get that there is a bit of a drop off in quality when it comes to the under 21s. You have a look at the Man United team that won the FA Youth Cup all them years ago with Pogba, Lingard, and stuff in it. Not a lot of them make it. So
no, yeah,
I understand why he's going to be skeptical about that, but some of them make it. Some of them are shining stars,
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I think we'll go into it now. We'll have a look at the league table. I'll bring it up on the screen again for you. One thing that sticks out the most, and this is why I'm quite convinced. Last time we spoke about the league table, we said how close it was between all the positions. As you expect, though, there is a gap starting to form between 4th and 5th. So the top 4 are starting to get a little bit isolated from the pack. You see Man United in 4th, 5 points ahead of Tottenham with a game in hand. They're same on points with Newcastle, but still 5 points behind. You look at the bottom 3 are all on 15 points, and then you've got 16, 17, 17, 17, 20, 22, So from 12th to the bottom, again, a run of 5 games is just completely going to change.
Yeah.
Given the results that you've seen, Chelsea really, really struggling. I mean, they got a win over the line today.
Yeah, they beat Palace 1-0.
Yeah, Palace 1-0. Not as convincing as they'd like to be,
No.
What do you think of Chelsea signings? We have a section on the transfers a bit towards the end of the episode. I don't want to give too much away, but it's been an up and down road. He broke Shearer's under 21 record. Oh my god.
Jesus.
How much longer does Moyes get? Again, that's the next on the agenda. Managers under pressure. There's too many of them to even keep up with. But yeah, what do you think, mate? What do you think to the top 4? Do you think it's locked in as to who it is now? Arsenal, City, Newcastle, and United?
I'd like to say yes, but I think the only one I could see possibly maybe slipping up is Newcastle.
Mm-hmm. I think I agree with you.
I think Newcastle could drop a few points here and there, get a couple of draws, and then I could see Tottenham just sliding themselves in there. I can't see it being. Well, I say I can't see it being Liverpool. It's only 5 points from Tottenham, aren't they? So
10 points from fourth, though.
yeah, like it's. Oh yeah.
It's hard to imagine that not one of Liverpool or Chelsea will be up there. I think it's too early to say they're definitely out, but I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, Fulham, Brighton, Brentford, 6th, 7th, and 8th, respectively. One of them at least has got to drop off, right?
Yeah. Oh, surely.
I mean, form would suggest it's probably Brighton with an inconsistent form. Brentford, 13 points out of 15 possible. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Fulham only just suffering a loss today for the first time in a long time.
But then you look at Fulham, though. They've played 20 games. Brighton have got 2 games in hand over them.
Yeah.
Brentford have got 2 games, a game in hand. Liverpool have got a game in hand over them.
Liverpool have got 2 on them, to be fair. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So they could easily drop a couple of places there.
So, I mean, I'm just glad it's not a 2-horse race and it's decided already sort of thing at the top.
Yeah.
A question that I'm not asking for myself, I'm asking on behalf of the football community. Do you think Manchester United are in a title race now, or do you think it can only be Arsenal or City?
No, because if you're going to say City are in there, then Newcastle are in there as well, then, and so are United, going off points and positions. Like, you'd say Newcastle are in there as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's not over yet. Yeah, Arsenal are 8 points clear of City, and 9 points clear of you guys, but a couple of wins, mate, and that's it, it's back on again. Arsenal drop a few points, which I can't see them doing, but like I say, what are we, 19, 20 games in? We've still got 16, 17 games to go.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of time yet for the whole table just to turn on its head.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I would say that I can't admit to myself that Newcastle are in a title race because I don't think that if you look at the points they are, but I don't see them getting like the only teams that I see winning it are Arsenal, Man City, and United myself.
Yeah. No, I agree. But then you can't rule it out, mate. You just you look at Leicester. Leicester won it, mate. Everyone was like, they're gonna fuck it up, they're gonna fuck it up, they're gonna fuck it up. And they just never did. Went and won the fucking league. For all we know, mate, Arsenal, City, United can absolutely have a couple of meltdowns, and Newcastle carry on this fucking form out of nowhere, and they win the league. Imagine.
Yeah, I think that's what helped Leicester massively as well. A big drop off from everyone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that, but Man City could put all their eggs in the Champions League basket if they're still in towards the end. I don't know.
I feel like they need to. Like, they need to go for this Champions League. Jesus Christ, the money they've spent and they've not won the Champions League is an absolute joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's them and PSG, isn't it? One of them needs to win it, and are they going to?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No, probably fucking not.
United need a goal machine to stay at it. Luckily, we've just signed the best Dutch forward of anyone in this window. Cody Who, shots 0, chances created 0 against Brighton. What's that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Wout Weghorst is here. Just imagine we've still got Wout Weghorst to come into this team. Can you imagine? After that performance on Saturday, we've still got a bloody 6'6" beast to go into. Oh, sorry, I can't keep a straight face.
Yeah,
but
thank God,
it's a different option. It's a different option. He's better than Cody Gakpo, but it is a different option.
What did you say?
He's better than Cody Gakpo. Wout Weghorst.
I'm not. Let's move on.
Should we say he'll score more goals than Cody Gakpo, or would that be too bold?
That's a bit too bold, don't you think?
I don't know.
Like Gakpo's played. Weghorst has played in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Only scored 2 goals.
Electric for Burnley last season. Yeah, absolutely. He outscored Haaland once in the Bundesliga. So,
When was that?
I don't know, a little while ago. I heard it somewhere on the internet, so it must be true.
Yeah.
No, he did.
Okay.
No, he did. When he was at Wolfsburg, he outscored Haaland for one season in the
Yeah,
Bundesliga.
but it's the German league.
Haaland
You've only
might
really
have
got
been
to worry
injured
about-
for 37 games, but it still counts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I bet Haaland still scored 7.
When Haaland was 6, Joe said. Hey, it still counts, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely.
Haaland, difference is Haaland is an animal, yeah, but this clever clogs captained Rashford in his dream team and not Haaland. Oh, yes, he did.
See, I had Rashford on the fucking bench. I forgot to put him on my team.
Sean says when Haaland was still playing in Norway. Yeah. That's funny. That I love that stat. It's what do they say? Harry Maguire goals for England 5, Messi goals for England 0. You can't step to this level. Anyway.
Oh,
We'll move on. I won't make that bold prediction about Weghorst yet, but we'll just watch him integrate into the team. We'll watch Gakpo flop, and then we'll judge after that. Okay.
Exactly.
Moving on then to managers under pressure. So as you see in the thumbnail, we've selected a handful of the managers that seem to be most under pressure. That's according to media outlets and bookies odds, if that's what you're into. So we've got Frank Lampard, Graham Potter, Jesse Marsh, and David Moyes. I think the irony that we can see in all of this is that neither of them are at the bottom of the Prem. Obviously, that's Nathan Jones at Southampton. So he's not going to be in this conversation because he can't be under pressure. He's just knocked Man City out of the Carabao Cup. 3 wins in a row. Took the job in November. So keep up the good work. Like I said, a run of games can change that completely. Who should we start with, mate? Take a pick out of them 4 managers that you think's under pressure. Who do you think's going to go first?
Who do I think's Lampard? Lampard.
Yeah?
He has to. He's got to. Like, there's nothing he can do to keep his job now.
Well,
because
yeah,
obviously there is the fact that he can win games. Yes. Is he going to? No, mate. The whole club is upside down on its head. They've spent however many millions building this new stadium that's going to be ready in time for them to be in the Championship. Like they are in deep, deep shit. They need to sack Frank Lampard today and get a manager in ASAP and fix the mess that's at their club. They need to get rid of the fucking board, get new owners in, get a new chairman in, start the club completely fresh, and fix what the fuck is going on there, because it is mental. The fact that they're just letting it happen, they're not doing anything about it, is beyond me. Like, Everton for years were always top 6, top 7, top 8. Then they've gone down to top 10. It's like, okay, top 10's fine. Now, they're in a relegation battle every year, and still nothing's changed.
No, I
Honestly,
agree, mate. It's a mess, but here's the thing with Everton, right? I don't know whether they showed their support for Lampard. I don't think they did, but the fans, like you see, wrote that open letter to the owner Majiri and said, "Look, we've had enough. You need to sort it out."
yeah.
There was footage over the weekend. I mean, you're already clipped up on our TikTok page talking about Lampard saying he has to go, but
Yeah.
is that the best thing for Everton? Is it the board that need to completely change?
But that's what I mean. They need to change everything. Board, backroom staff, fucking get rid of the bloody canteen lady. There's something going on. There's something going wrong at that club where it just seems to be toxic. Everyone there seems to be an issue.
Mhm.
Like, get rid of them all. Start with Lampard, get him gone. That way you're going to lose half the backroom staff anyway. Get a new manager in who's going to bring his own team in. A well-experienced Premier League manager will do the job. Bring in Sam Allardyce if you have to. He'll sort it out.
Yeah.
Sean Dyche, get him in. Because they're not looking for someone now who's going to take them top 6. They need someone now who's going to get them out of this mess.
Yeah.
Give him a year contract, get that done. If they're not happy with him after a year, sounds in a bit. We'll get someone else in.
Yeah.
And then they start looking at, right, maybe we're not the people to be running this club. Let's put it up for sale. Let's sell these players who are absolutely fucking abysmal, who we've spent stupid money on. 40 odd million on fucking Alex Iwobi. Come on. That was the start of the downfall just there, surely to God. Arsenal were sat there pissing themselves when they got that offer through. Do you know what I mean? Like, just come on.
Yeah. These lads
Like,
accidentally put a 0 on the 4 million offer.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah, we'll accept that. What the fuck is going on? But people think, oh, I've just seen Joe. Lampard has no idea, same as Gerrard. It's the same. People think because it's fucking Lampard, oh no, well, he's going to get it right eventually. But he's not. He couldn't do it at Chelsea. He couldn't get Derby out of the Championship. He couldn't get Chelsea to do anything half decent. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. And now you've got Everton sat at 19th. What are they? Are they joint bottom on points or 1 point away from bottom? Like,
Yeah.
fucking Jesus wept.
Joint bottom
At
on
what point?
points with Southampton and West Ham.
Like,
It's a mess, and I think the big problem with Everton is if you look back at their managers' history, they've had two great managers in Carlo and Rafa that's not been able to do it. So there's clearly a massive board issue. They need to
well, that's what I'm
restructure
saying.
like you wouldn't believe. However,
I've said this for ages.
However, like you said, it's not going to happen overnight. And Lampard isn't a manager that any club in the world would call up and say, look, we've got half a season to not get relegated. That's their only goal at this stage. They're not going to get a new board or new owners or any of this stuff in half a season.
No, but they can get a new manager.
Who's the modern day Big Sam? Who are you calling up now and saying
Big Sam?
Big Sam?
Honestly, yeah.
He's not.
Big Sam.
Is he still? He's not going to be active now, is he? Surely.
Yeah, it's still, yeah.
I don't know about that.
Sean Dyche.
Big
Get him
Dunk.
in.
Oh my God! If Big Dunk had to manage this
Dunk.
team for the next half a season, his head would fucking
Yeah,
explode.
they'd be dead.
They'd
That's
be
what I mean.
dead.
Everton they would be. Everton have signed some like decent players. I just don't understand what has happened. I don't know. I just can't get my head around it. They've got decent players. Jordan Pickford alone, decent. Mason Holgate. What's his name? Godfrey? Ben Godfrey?
Oh, Godfrey, the wannabe Chris Smalling.
Yeah, Ben Godfrey. He's half decent.
Oh, mate, the way you just
And
said
Sam
they'd
Payne.
be dead has just had me.
Well, they would. It'd kill him.
He would.
They've got Calvert-Lewin. What's happened to
But
him? Where's he
he
gone?
would have them in shape, though, don't you think?
Yeah, but this is what I mean. They need to the board. Like, look at Villa. Look at Villa with Gerrard. They looked at the board. They looked at the position where he was, knew where he was heading under Gerrard. They went, "Fuck you. We're not getting to that point. We're not even going to let you get us into the relegation battle." Boom, you're gone. It's in a bit. Everton, they're just sat there going,
For a year and a half.
Yeah, it's like, oh, should we just keep hold of him? Dean Smith, Villa fucking legend for me, for what he did for us. I will always love Dean Smith. He got to that point where we knew we was about to get fucked, was about to head into the shit. They went, you know what? You're fucking gone, mate. Really sorry, you've got to go.
He won't be a Norwich
Ta-da.
legend anytime soon.
Oh, no, he won't be a Norwich legend. But do you know what I mean? Like, people need to just fucking get a grip. Put the club first.
Yeah.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, Joe, I do remember when he managed them before. That's fine. Give it Giggsy till the end of the season, as the saying goes.
Unbeaten in the four he managed.
Sean doesn't think that Lampard's going to go first. He thinks it's going to be Moyes and then Moyes to take over. I don't know. I think Moyes has had enough. We'll talk about Moyes next because they've been qualifying for Europe, doing well in Europe. You know, they got to was it Europa semi-finals or the conference semi-finals? And losing. But they've been up there in Europe 2 seasons back to back, and now they're in 19th or 18th.
Yeah.
Like, how has that happened? They're good signings as well.
Honestly, mate, could not tell you. Could not tell you. I hope West Ham go down, though, because I would love Villa to ransack their team. Give us Lucas Paqueta immediately, cheap. Oh, I'd love it. I'd take Lucas Paqueta in a heartbeat, mate. I hope they go down. Get rid of fucking David Moyes. Don't hire another manager, and let the cleaner manage the team for a little bit.
And they're better performing players, aren't their new signings either, which is worrying. Like, Jared Bowen's still the one that's sort of putting in the work, and
Yeah, they've got a decent
Declan
side,
Rice.
mate. Again, it's another thing. I don't really know what's gone wrong at West Ham because, like you said, last year they were flying.
Mm.
They were absolutely flying.
Did you say stay up because of a dodgy goal line technology decision, Aidan?
I saw that comment. I was just waiting for my minute to get back to
Was
that.
it justice for Sheffield United?
Listen, Sean. We didn't ask for the fucking goal line technology not to be working that year, and fortunately for us, it wasn't.
Wasn't that
because
like the first game back
that-
from COVID or something?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, it was Sheffield United at Villa Park, because I remember they headed it and it went in. I think it was Billy Sharp that headed it and it was looping in, and Nyland caught the ball and fell into the net, like literally fell to the back of the net. The ref didn't see it, and the goal line thing wasn't on apparently.
Yeah, the Hawkeye wasn't working, was it? I think.
Yeah, so yeah, we did stay up because of that one mistake. But it happens. We're up. We're still here, and we're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So
I think that's fair.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, for me, I think Moyes has to go because you can't be performing with a team. Yeah, they haven't lost anyone, have they? That's the main thing. Like, they've got new transfers in, but they haven't lost anyone. So they shouldn't be.
yeah.
They should only be improving. They shouldn't be anywhere near the relegation zone, let alone the bottom half of the table. So
No, they shouldn't. They should be still pushing 8th, 9th, 7th, 6th. The team they've got is more than capable to be up there.
I think we'll quickly talk about Jesse Marsh at
Yeah.
Leeds. I mean, he's one of the ones that's talked about being under pressure. For me, I'm a Manchester United fan, so Leeds fans don't care about my opinion anyway. I don't really give two shits about Leeds. I think they're punching above their weight being in this division anyway. Their fans are just... They're high energy, but they're just deluded.
I agree on the deluded, definitely.
They've broken their transfer record for some striker that no one has ever heard of.
Yeah, I've not heard of this chap. I didn't even realise it had gone through to you told me.
They've got a couple of good players, you know, don't get me wrong. Rodrigo has been good this season and last. And that's it. So
Yeah.
once he books his ideas up and moves to a proper club, they'll be fucked.
But I think this is the problem with Leeds. What they've done is, like, they've sold Calvin Phillips, they've sold Rafinha. Fucking, do you know what I mean? Two of their best players have gone in one window.
Mm-hmm.
That's already a huge loss. They've got Meslier, who's a quality keeper, but are they going to keep him with their form? I doubt it. Someone bigger and better will come in for him eventually. This Nonto, that I've just seen Sean's put in, he won't stay there. If they go down, mate, or if they end up in a relegation battle, he'll move on elsewhere to a bigger, better club.
Yeah.
I just don't think Leeds are a club that can hold on to their players by the looks of it. They can't attract decent players. Do you know what I mean? Like, they haven't got it in them to attract these big quality players who are going to take them from level to the next level, basically.
They'll get Erling Haaland when he's 38.
Yeah, because he wants to retire at Leeds, but that's a while away. You're probably only having for a year.
Yeah.
By which time you'll be in League Two. So,
yeah.
But this is the problem. I just don't think.
Don't go spending your Champions League money again, will you?
Literally, like, the money they've made this season from Rafinha and Phillips alone.
Yeah.
Have they? Do you look at their signings and go, "Oh yeah, they've actually spent it wisely. They've upgraded."
Or do you say who?
Yeah, literally. Sinistera, yeah, good signing, but is he even playing? No. Aronson, some American. Jesse Marsh is just raiding is it Leipzig he used to manage, or who was it? Salzburg? I don't know. He fucking managed some club. He's signing Americans and plays from his old club. Come on.
Tyler Adams
Come on.
looks all right, and he looked all right in the World Cup, to be fair, but
But that's the thing, he looks all right.
mm,
He looks all right. You know what I mean? Whereas you had Calvin Phillips when he was at Leeds and he looked quality. He was getting into the England side.
I think with Leeds, I think their position in the Prem is very much just down to the fact they're not as bad as other teams. That's it. They don't. For me, they never really show any quality, especially when they play us. It's normally 5 or 6 goals.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think they can pull off a good result. They can, if they're at home drawing 1-1 to like a Palace or a Bournemouth and score a late equaliser, I'm not impressed. They very, very nearly got dumped out of the FA Cup last week.
Yeah, true.
Nah. So yeah, for me, it's just a case of teams like that, like Leeds, Bournemouth, Southampton. Well, West Ham should not be in this conversation, honestly. They shouldn't be there. But, Southampton maybe. They're just in the Prem because they're better than the rest of the shit teams. Like...
I like Leeds. I've got no issue with Leeds. Their fans piss me off sometimes. I know a few Leeds fans and they're fucking deluded quite a lot of the time. If you are watching this, you know who I'm talking about. But no, as a club, I'd say Leeds should be up there.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, if they can't perform in the league, then it is what it is. You're gonna get relegated, aren't you?
I agree,
They can't fucking. They need desperately. They are relying on this one striker now to save their arse. This signing, where they've broke the bank for him. If he doesn't perform, they're fucked. They are in deep shit.
Absolutely. If I just grab their next run of fixtures, actually, because it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, Leeds have got an FA Cup replay, and then they've got Brentford, Forest, United, Everton, Southampton. So
Brentford, Forest, United, Everton, Southampton.
They could go on a good run here. They could get, I say, they could get probably 8 or 9 points.
Brentford, they'll lose.
I think.
Who else?
I think they can nick points off Forest. They can probably nick points off Southampton and Everton. But they're not beating United. Not a chance they beat United.
But it's all them people in that dogfight, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's everyone fighting for their fucking life in this league, so you never know what's going to happen between them all.
Yeah.
It could be a load of draws, like, you don't know. And the draws aren't going to save Leeds' arse.
No, it's true.
They need to be grinding results, mate. They need to be going out there and they need to be turning up to you boys thinking, right, we need to get fucking 3 points here. This poor striker's come in, mate, and he does not realise the whole world of that fucking club is on his shoulders now.
No, you're absolutely right.
Like, they're all going to be relying purely on him.
Especially if that's all the business they're doing.
Yeah, well, I don't think they've been doing much else, are they? I can't imagine they're going to be.
No, it's been fairly dry. I mean, that's why the transfer talk isn't going to be filled.
No.
Last manager involved in the sack race then is probably the bigger profile, Graham Potter.
Yeah.
Who looks like he's aged 10 years within 60 days. I mean, I've spoke to a friend of mine, Andy, who's a Chelsea fan, and I'm in full agreement with him. He hasn't had a chance. You know, he's inherited a squad that wasn't his. This owner I can't understand. It's going to get to the point where we have got better owners than Chelsea. They're just absolutely ruthless. I don't think they understand what they're doing, especially with their signings. But he's getting signings. He's getting money spent. I mean, João Felix got a red card on his debut, which, as funny as it is, you know, Chelsea are in the shit. Potter is under pressure. He looked really good before his red card as well, which there's no denying. There's no one on this fucking planet that can deny that was a red card.
No, it was awful.
But
awful challenge.
He's now out against Liverpool, and I can't remember who the other game is, but he's out for a big That's a 6-pointer between them two when you think about it.
Yeah, well, so I saw someone worked it out. It was so that red card now will cost Chelsea 2.3 million.
Yeah, that's
And
if
he's
you
not even gonna
include
be
his
playing.
wages and his loan fee. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Like, it's mental.
and they haven't got people. He's there. He's a new signing. He's there because there's something missing, and now he's the one that's missing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Darwin Núñez did the same. I think he was his 3rd game in. He got a red card for headbutting someone at Palace. I don't know why this is happening to these new signings. You know,
Can't handle the heat of the Prem, mate. That's what it is.
and it's pretty bad form. They've got a new signing in Mudryk, which we'll talk about. However you say his name, Mudryk.
Ellen Woodrick.
I think, you know, we all well know that Chelsea are ruthless when it comes to their managers, but I don't think they can be ruthless in this situation. They need to. He's got the signings now. They're giving him the signings. They need to see how he gets on. They need to give him until, I'd say, at least this time next year. Not the end of the season, this time next year.
Time next year?
They have to. They can't not give him a summer transfer window and the start of the season.
I'd give him till November. In fact, mate,
But that's almost a year.
Maybe I'm a bit more ruthless than you. I'd be looking at this thinking, listen, cunt, you've got 2 more games. Fix it. I want to see a fucking change out of your ass.
No.
Because he's had, how many games is it? No, come on, how many games has he had at Chelsea with the signings he's had, with the money he's had?
I mean, but he hasn't had all of these signings. He's only had this window.
Yeah, but okay, but look at the players who's been brought into the club. Like, come on. The money that's been spent, Cucurella, fucking Aubameyang, Chukwuemeka, fucking Koulibaly, who else? They've got Nkunku coming in, they've got bloody Mudryk coming in. Like, fucking, how much are they spending? They're in talks with PSV for Noni Madueke, for God's sake.
Maybe Mudryk is a double agent for Arsenal coming to corrupt the club.
Oh, I hope so. Lampard or Potter goes first, I think.
Yeah.
Rodgers, yeah.
I don't know. I think Leicester seem to be happy just floating around at the minute because they're not buying big players. They're letting their best players go on free transfers, in summer. So I think until Leicester want to start pushing again, Badiashile is another signing for Chelsea. Yeah, he played today as well.
Yeah, Badiashile, yeah.
But I mean, you have to give it to Potter. He's only just having his transfer window now. They've got new owners.
Yeah, no, I fully understand that. I get that.
So,
but then to be fair, say I don't know, say you was a Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
For example, you get Graham Potter in, and you look at your club when Graham Potter joins, and you think, right, look at what Potter's done at Brighton. Right, he's coming to Chelsea, and look at the players we've got. He's going to fucking take us places, and then he comes in and does this.
Well, before you go any further from that, if I'm a Chelsea fan and my board and my club has just sacked Thomas Tuchel, I'm asking questions already. I'm already at rock bottom because we've lost a great manager. We've gone from Tuchel to Potter. And you can say whatever you like about what he's done at Brighton, but that was already in itself a questionable decision.
Yeah, it was, to be fair.
So you're saying, right, okay, so we're already taking 10 steps backwards. We need to take 11 forward.
But then you see what I mean, though? Like, you look at what Potter's done at Brighton, you think, fucking hell, this is exciting. Because he was one of the most hyped up managers going. When he was at Brighton, everyone was like, fucking hell, like, imagine him if he was like managing England, or like, I'd take Graham Potter.
Yeah.
Like, I was. At Villa, when I saw him at Brighton, I thought, fucking hell, mate, I'd love to have him at Villa, the way he's playing. The way he's got this team performing, I'd love to have him.
Yeah.
Now he's gone to Chelsea, I'm like, do not put him anywhere near my fucking precious club, because I will burn it to the ground with him in there.
I think he hasn't really had a long time, though, has he? Let's be honest. Like, I think you have to do one of two things here. You have to give him the benefit of the doubt. Look at Klopp. It took him years to win anything. right? And I'm not putting him anywhere in comparison, but if one of the best managers gets given time, he needs to be given at least a year from now, unless the only thing that would stop me from keeping Potter in the summer, if I Todd Burley, whatever his name is, the only
Yeah.
thing that's stopping me from sacking him is if he somehow gets the top 4, wins a piece of silverware somehow, which they probably can't do now. No, they're out the FA Cup, aren't they? So no, they can't.
Right, everything, I think.
So if there's no European football, they embarrass themselves in a lot of home games. I think he needs the summer transfer window, the start of next season, to see how they get on. I don't know. Chelsea are just ruthless with managers, and I don't think they should be with Potter. I don't know. If he's performing like this, keep him forever, as long as I'm concerned. I'm a United fan.
Well, yeah, I mean, as a Villa fan, mate, I'd happily have him like this. Fucking hell. I'm hoping he stays like this for the next couple of weeks, mate. We might be able to go into the top half of the table.
Yeah, they are still in the Champions League, but let's be honest, they're not winning it. Stranger things have happened, but I think they've got AC Milan in the knockout rounds. And they're fighting for top spot in the old Italian league. So, issue is Chelsea can't finish 10th. Wrong decision from the board. Yeah, I think Tuchel going was still wrong. So,
what was the reasoning behind his sacking?
No one knows. No one will ever know the truth. Then it doesn't matter what they say and put out there.
Yeah, it's just random, wasn't it?
Like I said, I'm convinced it's because Tuchel said no to Ronaldo, and it turns out Tuchel was right.
Jesus.
So we'll see. Potter can't lace Tuchel's boots at the minute, but if he gets given time, who knows what could happen? You know.
Yes, we'll see.
That's not just a thing I've made up, Sean. That was honestly, they were pushing hard. Burley was pushing hard for Ronaldo transfer.
Yeah, it was,
and that was reliable sources.
Yeah, it was common knowledge that fucking he wanted Ronaldo. He wanted Ronaldo purely for the shirt sales, didn't he? 100%. That's all you're seeing was dollar signs.
I think the meme going around now is that I don't know how American football works, but I think if you finish lower in the league, you get better picks of players in the next season. And they're saying that that's what Todd Burley's trying to do. Crash Chelsea so they get the better players next year in the draft. Yeah, so managers under pressure. Let's see. Do you think we'll see the week out without a sacking? Feels like it's been a while now. Who was the last one sacked?
Last one sacked was Southampton's manager.
Hasselhoff?
Was it? Oh wait, was it?
I don't know. Let me just have a quick look.
I'm trying to think of the league table now.
Yeah, it was on the 7th of November. It's Hasenhüttl.
Jesus.
So, I think we've got to see one soon. I'd say there'll be a manager sacked by the next episode next week.
You reckon?
Yeah.
All right. Who you saying?
Let me have a look at the fixtures and I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the Prem fixture. So we've got Palace, they're not going to drop a manager. City, Tottenham, Saturday. Liverpool, Chelsea. West Ham, Everton. Ooh, I don't know, you know.
How do you decide?
Based on the fixtures alone, I'm going to say Lampard. I'm going to say West Ham beat Everton and they sack Lampard on the spot.
West Ham beat Everton
on Sunday. Yeah.
It's a big call.
That's a big point. That's just another 6 pointer. We're halfway through the season, Aiden, and we've got 6 pointers already.
Okay, now.
Right.
Ooh.
What about you? What would you say?
I'd want to say Lampard.
I hope it's Jesse Marsh. I hope they get spanked by Brentford.
That's what I'm just looking at now. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking if Brentford give them a good fucking hiding, that could be Jesse Marsh's fucking time done. Because Leeds fans will be straight on his fucking back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joe says West Ham Everton could be a decider.
They'll be pinning that, won't they? That's exactly what they'll be saying Sunday is. Imagine Frank and Moyes both switch. You reckon Frank would go to West Ham? I think West Ham, if they're getting rid of Moyes, they're not going to go for Frank, are they?
I don't know, mate. It's Frank's old club, isn't it?
I've heard that Pochettino is flying around the skies looking for a new job. He's got to get a Prem job soon, hasn't he? Like, he was waiting for an absolute age for the Man United job, but that looks fucking safe as houses now, so...
Yeah, you won't be getting that one.
Be like the wife switch you never wanted. Yeah, who's getting the worst deal there, honestly?
Fucking hell.
I think West Ham are getting the shittier end of the stick there.
Yeah, I'd much rather have Moyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fucking hell, I don't know.
We'll see.
But yeah, I think it'll be an interesting weekend.
We need to get some TikToks made up. It's a perfect opportunity to clickbait the life out of West Ham and Everton, eh?
I'm gonna fucking clickbait fuck out of them.
Right, transfer talk then. We'll have a quick talk about it. So we've spoken about how Felix earlier on. What is interesting about that is they've got no option to buy him, right? So it already, alone with no option to buy is already a huge red flag for me. Atletico Madrid are looking, there's been a lot of rumours that they're going in for Memphis Depay from Barcelona. So they've demanded this huge fee for Felix just to get someone who's just as good and can probably score as many goals as him.
Yeah.
I think Atletico Madrid have seen that they're in the Europa League, so just save a bit of cash while they're out of the big leagues.
It's fucking mental. Honestly. Oh, sorry, guys.
So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out, like a little love triangle. I wonder if Chelsea will send anyone to Atletico Madrid just to complete the trifecta of transfers. Mudryk has joined from Ukrainian team Shakhtar Donetsk. I mean, probably the only team I've ever heard of in Ukraine. The questions are already getting asked because everyone loves to talk about Man United, even when it's not about Man United. But they're saying, is he going to be better than Anthony because he costs about the same?
Is who going to be better than Anthony?
Mudryk.
Ooh, see,
he's put up the same numbers. If you have a look at the goals per game, I had a look earlier. It's very similar to what numbers Anthony was putting up at Ajax.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. There's an argument there to be made to say he's on his level, but
to be fair, mate, I've not seen much of Mudryk. I've heard his name a lot. Like, there's been a lot of hype around him for a while now.
I'd not heard of him. The only thing I've seen of him is his bloody Instagram stories. I've never seen him kick a ball. I don't.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I've heard a lot about him, obviously. I think playing Football Manager helps as well, because I've seen him a lot on there.
Yeah.
But there has been a lot of hype around him for a while, so I don't know. It's like I never saw Anthony really play, and there was a lot of hype around him, so I think it's just going to be a case of see what they can do when he gets to the Prem. He could turn up to this league, mate, and get absolutely bullied. He doesn't look like a big boy. Do you know what I mean? He looks tiny. He looks like he's going to get fucking hurt.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting for him.
8.5-year deal, though. When have you ever heard of an 8.5-year deal?
8.5-year deal.
Yeah. Ukraine plays against a load of plumbers. Honestly, right, I guarantee if I was to say to you now, name 5 teams from what they're called, Eredivisie, you could probably name them. So who have you got? Ajax, Feyenoord, PSV, AZ Alkmaar, Vitesse, Go Ahead Eagles, Groningen, and that's about it. That's enough. That's more than 5.
Yeah.
Name 5 teams from Ukraine. Shakhtar Donetsk.
Dynamo Kiev. Dynamo Moscow.
Very shout. Dynamo Moscow's Russia, so I can't give you that.
Oh, yeah, not Moscow.
Dynamo Kiev is a great shout, actually. Name one more.
Fuck off. Oh, mate, come on. Shakhtar, Dynamo Kiev, and... Nope.
Exactly. So, like Joe says, they're playing against plumbers and probably soldiers at the moment.
They give Baricelli a 7-year deal.
Oh my god! Is
No.
Burley like a secret multi-trillionaire? He's just, what are they doing? Are they having their pants pulled down or what?
I think we need to ask the question about financial fair play. Like, when do they get involved in this?
I think this could be exactly one of the reasons why. So if you're paying big money for players, you're allowed to spread the payments of the transfer fee over the length of the deal. So that could probably explain why Mudryk is on an 8.5-year deal, because he's
The cheeky bastards.
what was he, like £80 million or no, 88 million.
88.5.
So yeah, if he's on an 8-year deal, and they agree it with Shakhtar, they can say, look, we'll give you 11 million a year, but it has to be within the contract length.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened with Lukaku from when he went back to Inter Milan from United.
Yeah.
They agreed to pay it over. I still don't think the Lukaku fee's paid, if I remember rightly, but they agreed to pay it in installments. So that's how they could be skirting FFP, just so you know.
Yeah. Cheeky shit. Oh my god.
But
Ooh.
I don't know. We'll see if it works out. We'll see if they've had their pants down again, or whether they've just hijacked someone from Arsenal who could be really important to add to their line. I think that might be a good topic for next time, actually, is Arsenal and their squad depth. Is that a worry?
Yeah. Yeah, that might be something worth looking into.
But we'll have a look into it. I mean, that's everything we've got for this week. Like I said, we did have a lot to talk about. We, hour and 20 minutes in. I think we've done quite well.
Yeah.
A lot's happened this week. A few games midweek that we can talk about next week. All the action from the Prem next week. Is there anything else happening obvious that I'm not remembering because it's 11:15 at night, or?
No, I don't think so, mate.
No. But yeah, I think that about wraps us up, mate. I mean, everyone who's come and got involved with the discussion tonight, you've made it amazing. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys.
As always, Sean, if you're still here, thank you, mate, for coming in, being a part of the Discord as well. I know we've been having a few conversations in there throughout the week as well, which has certainly helped to give us some stuff to talk about. I'll say it again: if you're not on Discord, get signed up. If you are on Discord, link is in the description for the Discord group. Want to just try and push it, get yourself in there, get your friends in there. It's just banter all week. I can take banter as much as the next one. Don't take it too personally. But we've got a section in there which has a suggestion box. So if there's anything you want us to talk about on the show, anything you want us to see, that's going to be the go-to hub for everything that comes on the show, basically. So there's a section about us. So if you want to know a little bit more about who we are and what we do outside of the Pundits, come and have a look. All of our latest social media posts go up there. So when we post new TikToks, we post them in there as well. Everything's all centered in one place. So get yourself in there. Joe Shackleton, you're on the verge of getting banned, my friend. No,
Joe, don't forget to join the Discord, you little bastard.
Yeah, I wouldn't ban you. I wouldn't ban you. Just for telling little fibs in the chat, I can't ban you for that, can I?
No, yeah.
They'll come back to us when they've got a Champions League to talk about. But yeah, guys, thank you very much. Again, like I say, go in the description, find all of our socials in there. If you haven't already, put a like on this video. It does help us get pushed out to a wider audience. So the more people that see our lovely faces, the better.
Absolutely.
And yeah, give us a follow on our socials. We're trying to get some. We're trying to get some more activity on the TikTok. We're having some great fun with that at the minute. There's plenty to make fun of. Plenty of comments to be had on there. Hazy, welcome in. Thank you very much. We are just heading out now, but appreciate you popping in anyway. And yeah, I think that's it. Aidan, any final words before we head out?
Yeah, no, just thank you all for coming in, obviously, as always. Yeah, just make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on, check all our socials out. Like I say, join the Discord. Crafty's works. Andy.
My secret alliance. Don't tell them.
Jesus. As I'd be a shit psychic. As works his arse off on this Discord, so make sure you all jump over and fucking check it out. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next episode on Sunday, guys.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, see you next time, guys. Peace out.
Bye.
Caught up in your energy, burning when you're next to me. I feel it now. You've always been my centerpiece, the mountaintop of